Breaker of this world's chain, we adore thee, whom all men love. Spotless, taking man's form, O purifier, thou art above the gunas three. Knowledge divine, not flesh, thou whom the cosmos wears, a diamond at its heart. Let us look deep in thine eyes. They are bright with the wisdom of God, that can wake us from our spell. Let us take any hold upon God in our prayer, it is by thy grace alone, since all thine austerities were practiced for our sake. How great was thy sacrifice, freely choosing thy birth in this prison, our iron age, to unchain us and set us free. Perfect, whom lust could not taint, nor passion nor gold draw near. O Master of all renounce, fill our hearts full of love for thee. Thou hast finished with fear and with doubt, standing firm in the vision of God, refuge to all who have cast fame, fortune, and friends away. Without question thou shelterest us, and the world's great sea in its wrath seems shrunk to the puddle that fills the hoofprint in the clay. Speech cannot hold thee, nor mind, yet without thee we think not, nor speak. Love, who art partial to none, we are equal before thy sight. Taker away of our pain, we salute thee, though we are blind. Come to the heart's black cave, and illumine, thou light of the light.
Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmaswarupine avatar varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Today is a very auspicious day for all of us, the devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. Today is the birth tithi of Swami Trigunatitananda Ji Maharaj. Today is very auspicious, as I told, the birth tithi of Swami Trigunatitananda Ji Maharaj, one of the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. Very colorful life. He was born in a Jamindar's family, landlord's family in Naura, a village in North 24 Parganas. This place was his maternal uncle's house, and his father also was a landlord. His name was Shiva Krishna Mitra, who shifted his village home to Calcutta home at Nandan Bagan when young Sharada Prasanna was just 3 years old. His father and mother believed that this boy was born to them by the grace of the Divine Mother, Durga. Sharada is another name of Mother Durga, so they gave the son's name Sharada Prasanna. Sharada Prasanna Mitra, who later became Swami Trigunatītananda, was born in the village of Naura, 24 Parganas, at 9:26 p.m. on Monday, 30th January, 1865. His parents believed that he was born to them through the grace of the Divine Mother Durga. Therefore, they named him Sharada, another name of Mother Durga. Shiva Krishna was a religious man, his father, who spent most of his time in worship and study of the scriptures. He therefore raised his son in a spiritual atmosphere. And Sharada had wonderful memory, and he could memorize 108 hymns and salutation mantras on different gods and goddesses before he was just 14. He could also chant Gita, Chandi, Upanishads in a melodious voice as he had, and he was very pure, simple and religious minded even as a boy. And his contact with Sri Ramakrishna when he was just 19 years. And it happened when Sharada Prasanna was a student of the Metropolitan Institution in Calcutta, where A.M., the recorder of the gospel, was the principal, headmaster of the school. During the exam time, entrance examination, Sharada was very academically sharp, brilliant, and teachers, parents, headmaster himself was very eager to see that he would do brilliant result in the exam. But on the second day of his exam, he lost his very dear golden watch. And this young boy, teenager, became so frustrated and depressed that, oh God, I am so restless and could not take care of this very dear this watch. All the rest days of examination he could not concentrate properly, although he did well, but he didn't get a first class, and that was a very big blow to him, to the teachers, and M also. So M found that he was feeling depressed and that boy is not in a good mood, so he took him to Sri Ramakrishna, and it was 27 December. He brought him to Dakshineshwar to see Sri Ramakrishna. And this meeting with Sri Ramakrishna gradually took away this mental unhappiness gradually. In Sharada's home, there had been always servants and maids. He never did any personal seva to anybody. But when he came to Sri Ramakrishna asked him that, yes, please bring some water and wash my feet. Many of Sharada's friends were also standing nearby. So he felt very embarrassed. And making the situation all the more embarrassing, Sharada's face flushed with humiliation. He did not know what to do. But the master repeated the request and Sharada felt compelled to obey. He later said the master thus forever broke down his aristocratic pride and implanted in his mind the spirit of service. Because he was born in his maternal uncle's side also landlord Jamindar, his father also a solvent rich man, another Jamindar. So aristocratic, that ego was there, a false pride. Sri Ramakrishna, by making him serve his feet, and in this way he changed. He himself said that, yes, I had that a little bit bad thing in my mind, but I lost it. In April 1885, a few months after the first meeting with Sri Ramakrishna, Sharada entered Metropolitan College, and he made good marks in the first year and was recognized as a brilliant student. But as his visit to Dakshineshwar was very frequent, so his study, he again could not concentrate so much in the exam. And father and mother thought it is better to get him married, otherwise he may also become a sadhu. Going to Sri Ramakrishna is not good. Although father was a very religious man, always used to spend time in puja, japa, meditation, other things, reading scriptures. But still, this attachment was there. So they were trying to find out a girl for his marriage. One day his mother said that you have to marry. Then he left the house secretly and went to visit Puri secretly. He came to take master's darshan also, but did not tell that I have left home and hearth and they are pressing me for married life, so I am going. I leave home and hearth. On the way he felt that yes, he didn't do the right thing. Father and mother were thinking of him. So he sent a letter, don't try to find me out. I will leave this place. I am okay. I am sorry that, but I didn't have any other option. But father and mother understood the place he posted, Panchkura, that path was the way to Puri. So say somehow thought it that he might have gone to Puri. So father and mother also went to Puri without knowing, and finally they met at Puri. And there, after 1 month, with the further request of father and mother, he came back to Calcutta again, and he started visiting Sri Ramakrishna again. And one day Sri Ramakrishna sent him to Holy Mother. One day Sri Ramakrishna sent Sharada to Holy Mother for spiritual instruction and mentioned her infinite power, quoting a Bengali couplet. Ananta Radhar Maya kahone na jay, koti Krishna koti Ram hoy roy jay. You see who she is? She is my Shakti, and she is that Divine Mother manifested, embodied in this age. Radha's infinite power of Maya is beyond description. Millions of Krishnas and Ramos evolve, abide, and dissolve in it. So, don't think in those days there was a thought that all the spiritual power and knowledge, everything, male folk only would have. Women were not given that respect in the society during that time. So, but Master said, go to her. Although Sharada was Ramakrishna's disciple, Holy Mother later gave him formal initiation as far as the record shows. Jogin Maharaj, Swami Yogananda, and Sharada, this Trigunatitananda, both were monastic disciples of Sri Ramakrishna who were initiated by Holy Mother also. So, he served Sri Ramakrishna at Kashipur when Sri Ramakrishna was sick and having his treatment for cancer in both Shampukurbati and Kashipur. And after Sri Ramakrishna passed away, they started doing their sadhana in that Baranagar house, monastery, our first monastery, and from there they visited Antpur once at the invitation of Baburam Maharaj Swami Premananda's mother, and they stayed there for a few days, and one evening, it was Christmas Eve, all were meditating before the fire at night, and Swami Vivekananda was inspiring, quoting inspiring passages from the Bible and inspiring them that you see Jesus also dedicated his life. Master told us not to enter into family life, small life. The whole world is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Like the Buddha said, Bahujano Hitaya Bahujano Sukha, live your life. Give up this life for the good of the humanity and know thyself, your real self. So, as Jesus did, Buddha did, all these things inspired them, and after coming back from there, in the beginning of 1887, in the month of January, they all took sannyasa, and Swamiji gave him the name Swami Trigunatitananda after doing the Viraja home, etc. Then he left, Swamiji also left for pilgrimage here and there, and then Swamiji went for America. And this Swami Trigunatitananda also had a feeling that, yes, I have to see other places also, places of pilgrimage. So he started visiting Kailash, Manas Sarovar, Himalayas, in different places of pilgrimage, and experienced many times that Sri Ramakrishna was protecting him. While going to Puri also, he was one night lost his ways in a jungle, could not find anything. At night he was sleeping in a jungle on the branch of a tree, and was very, at that time, very frightened. What will happen here? But at night he found somebody telling, hey, Sadhu Baba, come and have your food here. And somebody came at the dead of night in the jungle, nowhere, nobody was there. He was astonished, and he started taking Master's name, and he found that, oh God, when he was praying to Sri Ramakrishna, somebody came and saved his life, gave him food, and that man vanished also. In the morning he didn't find anybody there. So in the Himalayas also, in different places, on different occasions, in different situations, Sri Ramakrishna saved his life, and he understood that Sri Ramakrishna is always protecting. Now, when Swami Vivekananda came back from America, Swamiji had an idea that there should be a Bengali daily newspaper through which Sri Ramakrishna's universal ideas and also the Vedantic truths could be spread among the common people. And he gave this responsibility to Swami Trigunatitanandaji. And Trigunatitanandaji served as the first editor of our Udbodhan for 4 years, and he did it. He was himself the contributor, the editor, the proofreader, the pressman, and also the seller in different places. Door to door he used to collect the subscriber's name, and also deliver those things. So that was the thing he did, wonderful thing he did in his life. All the different disciples of Sri Ramakrishna we find, they cannot be compared with any people around them in the society. They were all living examples before all of us, so that people get some inspiration. About his sacrifice and labor at that time, Swami Vivekananda had a conversation with his disciple, Sharat Chandra Chakraborty, who recorded these things in his conversation. There he mentioned, thus in January 1899, the bi-weekly, later monthly magazine came into existence, Udbodhan. Swamiji named the magazine Udbodhan, the awakening, meaning is the awakening of the inner soul. As Master blessed, you get yourself awakened. Sharat Chandra Chakraborty, a disciple of Swamiji, recorded this following in his talks with Swami Vivekananda. The disciple asked, sir, it is impossible for any other man to exert himself as Swami Trigunatita is doing for the magazine. Swamiji, do you think these monastic children of Sri Ramakrishna are born simply to sit for meditation under trees, lighting dhuni fires? Whenever any of them will take up some work, people will be astonished to see their energy, learn from them how to work. Look, Trigunatita has given up his spiritual practices, his meditation and everything to carry out my orders, and he has set himself to work. Is it a matter of small sacrifice? He will not stop short of success. So the disciple in this way, Swamiji was praising. Disciple also was very impressed that yes, how these disciples of Sri Ramakrishna are completely dedicated for the cause of Master, to spread the message of Master. So, in this way we find he was spending his time. Now he had special devotion for Holy Mother also. When Holy Mother was living in Nilambar Babu's garden house in Belur from 1894 to 1895, Trigunatitananda was his attendant, was her attendant, and he would spread a white cloth under the Shephalika flower, a kind of white flower, very sweet fragrance, and Holy Mother liked it to do puja with those flowers. And autumnal white fragrant flowers so that the blooms might not fall in the dust. Holy Mother would use those flowers for her morning worship. He was extremely thoughtful and resourceful in every action. After Swami Yogananda's death in March 1899, Trigunathananda took charge of Holy Mother's physical needs in addition to editing the Udbodhan. His zeal to serve her appeared to be almost an obsession. In October 1899, Holy Mother was going to Jarampati in a bullock cart via Bardwan. It was past midnight. Trigunatita was walking in front of the carriage as her bodyguard with a heavy stick on his shoulder. Suddenly he saw a wide breach in the road made by a flood. At once he realized that when the carriage came to the opening, it would either be overturned or receive a terrific jolt, not only disturbing the mother's sleep, but possibly hurting her physically. Immediately, he laid his large body on the bridge and asked the driver to drive the vehicle over him. Luckily, Holy Mother suddenly woke up, and before it happened, she took in the situation and rebuked her disciple for this rashness. What you were going to do? So that was his devotion to Holy Mother when he was serving Holy Mother. Then Swamiji, he went to America. After Swamiji passed away, Swami Turiyanandaji came back to India, and Trigunatita sailed for the United States in the early part of November via Colombo and Japan, and arrived in San Francisco on 2nd January 1903. And he was received well by Dr. Logan, Mr. and Mrs. C.F. Peterson, and other members of the society. He began lecturing at the Peterson's house, and then he was requested to have some work in our Los Angeles area, and he started here also another center and worked here. But in 1904, some students invited Trigunatita to start a Vedanta center in Los Angeles, nearly 500 miles south of San Francisco. And Trigunatita started that, but he understood that it was difficult for him to run both San Francisco and here, this Los Angeles. Trigunatita was ingenious. He planned the temple. He wanted to have a temple of master in San Francisco. So he planned it, combining ideas from a Hindu temple, a Christian church, a Muslim mosque, and an American residence. And it was designed by the architect Joseph A. Leonard in a style generally called pointed architecture of Grecian and Roman origin. So he was the first founder of a Hindu temple in the West. So that is also a wonderful thing he did. And we have to close. Trigunatita also started a convent as a separate community at the earnest entreaties of some women disciples who wanted to live a life of discipline under his guidance. They did their cooking and household work in the spirit of worship and service to humanity and faithfully adhered to the established rules. These women were all self-supporting, working in the daytime outside and then doing their duties in the convent in the morning and evening. In spite of their hard work, they were happy as they felt they were on the path that would lead them to God realization. So that was Trigunatita's another remarkable work. He started this convent. In April 1909, Trigunatita started a monthly magazine called Voice of Freedom. We come to the close, to the end. In 1914, 25th December, it was a Friday, Trigunatita conducted the all-day Christmas service from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. This consisted of 3 lectures at 11 a.m., 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. chanting and singing, reading and exposition of the scriptures. It was a divine experience for those privileged to be present on that day when the advent of Jesus Christ and incarnation of God was celebrated by direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, another incarnation of God. 2 days later, on Sunday afternoon, 27 December 1914, Trigunatita was lecturing from the podium of the Hindu temple in San Francisco. All of a sudden, a young man in the front threw a bomb onto the pulpit, and there was an explosion, and a cloud of dense blue smoke obscured the platform. When the smoke cleared, it was found that the young man, a former student of Trigunatita named Louis Vaura, had been killed, and that the Swami had received severe injuries. He was taken at once to the affiliated college's hospital. On his way to the hospital, the Swami inquired, "Where is Louis? Poor fellow, he was mentally disturbed, so something he did. He did not know what he was doing." So Trigunatita was thinking of him, that how the boy was. Even in this midst of excruciating pain, the Swami's mind was filled with pity for his mentally ill student. A number of devotees visited Trigunatita daily and reported his progress to the temple. And finally, Trigunatita had high doses of medication, painkillers, that made him sleepy. And as a result, he was not always conscious, although he received the best medical care. On the afternoon of 9th January, the Swami told one of his young disciples that he would leave his body the next day, which was the birthday of Vivekananda, according to the Indian lunar calendar. And he foretold Swami Trigunatita, and as he foretold, Swami Trigunatita, the great yogi and disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, passed away at 7:30 p.m. on 10th January 1915. Swamiji's birth tithi was on that day. As the news of his death spread, a large number of people, including the Catholic, Protestant, and Jewish religious leaders of San Francisco, came to pay homage to the Swami. His body was cremated according to his wishes at Cypress Lawn Cemetery. 1 year later, on 13th April 1916, Swami Prakashananda carried Swami Trigunatitananda's relics to the Shanti Ashrama and installed them on the top of the highest hill, Siddhagiri, the hill of realization. Swami Trigunatitananda's ashes remain as a mute symbol of his vanished form, but his immortal message lives on after him. Work hard, discipline yourself, build your character, endure to the end, realize yourself, and be free. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.